Okay, so I'm gonna share with you how to free yourself from a corporate 9 to 5 because I've been working from my laptop now for the past 5 years since 2020. Since I started working from home in 2020, like the last time I went into an office was either Feb or March 2020. And since I started working from home, it allowed me to become the best version of myself because like you have so much free time to explore yourself, to explore your interests, to not have to spend like 2 hours commuting like in traffic because I used to spend an hour going to work and an hour back, and I have to used to wake up early and then get done and then go to work and then spend 8 hours in an office when it's so unnecessary because like you can do everything from home in a way shorter amount of time. Like you can literally wake up 5 minutes before you have to work, do your work in 4 hours, and then have the rest of the time to explore yourself and to do the other things that need to get done at home because like we have other things to do. Like most of the time, if you work for uh, a corporate entity, it's usually toxic. And I say it's toxic in terms of like it doesn't allow you to become the best version of yourself because like most of your life is dedicated to helping that company grow and working in that business, and then you get 2 days off for yourself, which is on the weekends. And I mean, if you have a family, like it's difficult. Like when do you get to spend time with your kids? When do you get to do the things that you actually want to do? It's extremely difficult. And I realized this in 2020 when I started working from home. And when I started working from home, I was like, I don't want to go back. Like I wouldn't go back unless actually the company that you're working for is like you actually love what you do. And most people don't love what they do. And so I'm gonna show you that it comes down to two things. Like I've boiled it down to two things because I've been working online now for 2 years or 5 years. Sorry, uh, I've made my own business. I've worked as a freelancer, as a contractor. Like I've been making digital cash since I realized that I never want to work at home again. And so basically, I had this realization, and I'm gonna share my story so that it kind of by sharing these two things as well, so that it cements in your mind how to do this. So the first thing is like I I like all my money was spent just going out and like for living expenses, for example. And so like I never had extra cash to do other things. Like I never put my money into other things. And the first thing that I did, like when I told myself I never want to go back into an office again, I want to work from my laptop for the rest of my life. I want to be able to travel and do the things that I want to do on my own terms. When I made that decision, the first thing I realized was that I had to get skills. Like I had to learn the things in order to make that happen. And so what I did was that I stopped putting my money where it didn't matter. Like I stopped wasting money on like going out firstly, and it actually helped that like it was COVID during that time, and so like we had to stay at home, and so that helped a lot. But I started investing in myself to learn the skills that I needed to learn in order to get to where I wanted to be. And like if you come in from a 9 to 5, there's a lot. There's so many beliefs. There's so many beliefs and so many different that your brain has to think completely different in order to uh just wait. I think I have a delivery. Okay, so your brain has to think completely differently from when you're a 9 to 5, because when you work in a 9 to 5, like you can just show up. You don't have to be the best version of yourself. Like literally you don't. Like you can do the bare minimum. Especially if you work for a corporate company, and that mindset you have to let go of. Like if you want to work online, either through starting your own business or like working through an online company with the skills that you develop, you need to be the best version of yourself. Like it's not the same as working a 9 to 5. Like if you work for a company where you work overseas and you work as a contractor or work as a freelancer, that company can let you go at any time. And so like you can't just like laxy days, you just show up to your job hungover. Like you can't do that. And this was like I had to switch this mindset. So like with getting new skills is like your mindset has to completely change. Like you can't just show up as like the most average version of yourself. You have to show up. That should be average. As like the average version of yourself. You have to show up as like the best version of yourself, because like you can get let go at any time, especially if you're working online and you're working as a freelancer, as a contractor. If you start in your own business, it's even worse because you are the only person that you can rely on for your income. And so my mindset had to change. I had to realized that I need to stop wasting my money on stupid things. Like I didn't have any subscriptions. I canceled like Netflix. I stopped wasting my time on things that didn't aid me in getting this. Like I stopped speaking to people that were inviting me out. I stopped speaking to people that were like drinking every weekend. So I had to let go of bad habits. I stopped doing the things that didn't allow me to do this, to get the skills. And then I started reinvesting all of my money. Like every single thing, every leftover cash that I had, I put it back into doing this, into upskilling myself. And I spent every single spare second that I had. So this is a clock. I don't know. This is 12. This is 3, 6, 9. I spent every spare second that I had like doing this. I stopped saving money. I put all that money back into myself. Like I took everything that I had, like every single money that I had, which is not a lot at the time, and I put it into what did I need to learn in order to get to where I wanted to be. What did I need to learn? For me at the time, it was digital marketing. It was affiliate marketing. It was like coaching and consulting. And it was YouTube. And so I invested like all my time just doing these things, and also like mindset and personal development. Mindset and personal development as well. Like removing all the obstacles. Removing all of the obstacles that did not allow me to become this person that could become free, that become the freest version of myself, where I didn't have to rely on a 9 to 5 for my income anymore, where I could just rely on myself and my skills that I learned. And so this took me a long time. Like, you know how long it took me before I was able to actually quit my job? It took me 13 months. It took me over a year. And still, after that 13 months, I still didn't have the confidence in myself that I could do what was needed in order to make it work for myself. I didn't. But what I did was, I set myself a date. And I told myself, no matter what happens, and I think the date was like, I don't know, it was like the 5th of, I think it was the 11th of May, 2021. I think this was the date I gave myself. But I gave myself a date and I told myself, when this day comes, I'm handing in my resignation. No matter what happens, no matter how scared I feel, like, no matter what, like, I don't feel ready. I don't have enough cash saved up. I don't feel like I have enough skills in order to make this work for myself. But I'm going to do it anyway. And when this day came, I handed in my resignation and I was scared as hell. Like, I was literally shaking. And then my last day was the 30th of June 2021. And the next 36 days, I made 10K in sales in my first business. And I think like there was 3 to 6K of that which was cash collected. Now that's not normal, like that's not typical. And after this, like I lost all of this, and I had to go through a whole journey again, because I wasn't the type of person that could keep this kind of money, because I never made this kind of money before. I'm from South Africa. There's a shitload of cash. And it made me think that I was better than what I was, and then I started getting complacent and I started doing stupid things. Like I didn't have the mindset in order to make this work for myself, because I came from a corporate 9 to 5 where you could just show up and not be the best version of yourself. And so it took me 13 months, and this leads me. So the first thing is like the skills. You need to start investing everything you have, all your time, all your money into getting the skills. Every spare second you have, like just invest. Like I used to wake up early. I used to spend every time before my work just learning and taking action as well. Like there's no point if you're just learning everything and you're not taking action. The most important thing is taking the action. Like, just keep taking action. I actually, because I didn't want other people to know about what I was doing, because I felt like an imposter, I created like different Instagram profiles and different profiles, and like I blocked the other people that I didn't want, like my colleagues that I didn't want them to see what I was doing. I blocked them on LinkedIn, or I unfriended them, because you have to become a new version of yourself. You have to become a new version. You can't get to where you want to be by being the old version of yourself. And so I had to become this new person, and this new person was someone that the other people around me didn't know and weren't used to, and I didn't want them to bring me down and to keep reminding me of my old identity. I had to form this new identity, and so I just removed them, and I just removed myself from everyone in my life, and I only surrounded myself with the people that were online, that had what I wanted, that were doing the things that I wanted. And luckily I joined like a digital marketing community where I got to show up to calls, and I got to speak to people, and I got to surround myself with people that were doing the things that I wanted to do. And so skills, that's the first thing, and all of this is the first thing. The second thing is, like, you have to take bets on yourself. I told you I've been doing this now for 5 years. The scariest thing I've ever done in my life. Like, I've done a lot of things. I've worked in so many different companies. I've gained so many different skills. I've done so many things just because, like, I've realized like what I'm good at. I'm exceptional at like learning things. Like, I just learn exceptionally fast. And if I am excited about something, I can do it. Like, I can do it better than most people. If I can, never mind. The hardest thing I ever done was quit my job the first time. The thing that took me 13 months to quit, because like I didn't know anything else besides that, and like I was so scared. But if I didn't quit when I quit, I probably would still be working a corporate 9 to 5 right now. And so that's why I had to give myself that date. You have to take bets on yourself. Like, you have to do it, and like you need to do everything you can in order to make this possible for yourself. Like, save up a year's worth of expenses before you actually quit your job. Save up, like, like, what is your expenses right now, and then save up 12 months of that so that you can do this. Like, what I did was, I didn't have a lot of cash saved up. Like, I took all of my cash and I just invested in like a coach to teach me how to make money online. And I didn't have a lot of cash saved up, and like, looking back, I would never do that again, because like, it was horrible. I put my family through a lot of shit, and I had to rely on my partner financially, and like, it drove us apart a lot of times. Like, I almost lost my family because I didn't prepare. And so like, you want to take bets on yourself, but you need to also be stable, so that if you are desperate, it's going to come through in everything that you're doing. And so like, if you quit and you need to make cash the next month, it comes through in everything that you're doing. And you can see this with people online. Like, when you can just see from the things that they post, like, they're desperate. They need to make cash, and you don't want that to be you. And then like, you either have two routes to go, which is you can start a business, which is extremely difficult. Like, business is hard, and there's a lot of baggage and shit that you have to release in order to make a business work, because your business is just a reflection of you. And so that's the harder route to go. But if you just want to work online, then like, you can find a company that needs the skills that you have, and so you can become like a contractor, freelancer for online companies. So those are the two routes that you can go in order to free yourself from your 9 to 5. And yeah, I hope this video was helpful. I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.